The founders of Ben & Jerry's, the ice cream people, are calling themselves men of principle. They've got an op-ed in the New York Times today. It's on your screen right now. They are defending their boycott of Israel. Eugene Kontorovich joins me now. Eugene helped write the anti-boycott laws that we have here, fortunately, in the United States. So, Gene, what do you make of that headline? Ben & Jerry's, men of ice cream, men of principle.
There may be a principle involved, but it's not a pretty one. The boycott involved is a boycott of a company that is an Israeli company. It's not located in the settlements. It's not across the Green Line. And they're being boycotted, and it's the only company that we know of that Ben & Jerry's is boycotting. They have lots of principles. One of their main principles is LGBT rights, but they're not boycotting Singapore. And did they do business with Singapore, despite the harsh anti-LGBT laws there? They've described America, for example, as a country built on white supremacy, but their principles have not required them to boycott America. So it turns out that the only people who get boycotted are Jews in the Jewish state.
Don't we have anti-boycott rules in, 30 states in America? You helped write those laws, as I understand it. So can we do something about it?
That's right. 32 states have rules saying that if you're that boycotting Israel is, as we see here, a proxy for bigotry and often anti-Semitism. And we see this very clearly here. The board of directors of Ben & Jerry's who were involved in this have a history of supporting Hamas and other radical organizations, anti-Semitic organizations. So states say, just like if you discriminate on the basis of sexual orientation or on other bigoted grounds, we won't do business with you. You have a right to choose. It's America. You can do business with whoever you want. But if you're refusing to do business with people simply because they're in Israel, because they happen to be Israelis, then we, the state, don't need to give you our taxpayer money, either in the form of government contracts or pension fund investment.
Well, have we seen any of these 32 states take that kind of action?
We've seen several already. So some states have begun the process of withdrawing their pension fund investments. States like Illinois, for example, New Jersey is likely to follow suit. Florida and Texas have begun this process. And while states are unlikely to have direct contracts with Unilever, which is the parent company of Ben & Jerry's. Ben & Jerry's is not an independent company. It's a wholly owned subsidiary of Unilever. And states are unlikely to be buying soap or snack foods directly from Unilever. But I think it would be consistent with the spirit of these laws for them to seek to source those products from other manufacturers when they are talking with their vendors.
Eugene Kontorovich, thank you very much for a fine explanation of what bigotry is really all about. We appreciate that, Gene, and I hope you'll come back soon. Thank you, sir.